She didn't hold back, she didn't soften her words, and she absolutely did not let this slide. Because when Rennae Stubbs heard Megyn Kelly claim that Jeffrey Epstein was not a pedophile, she reacted with one of the angriest public statements of her career. Welcome to Net Rush Report. Let's get straight into it. Megyn Kelly's comments came during a recent episode of her show where she discussed Epstein's child sex crimes. And instead of condemning him outright, Kelly raised eyebrows by suggesting that someone close to the case told her Epstein wasn't technically a pedophile, but instead preferred barely legal types. That single line sent shockwaves across social media. But for Rennae Stubbs, it was too much. Way too much. Stubbs, a former Grand Slam doubles champion and now an ESPN analyst, was furious. And she didn't hide it. She took to X, calling Kelly a horrible, horrible human, and expressing disbelief that anyone would defend or minimize the crimes of a man responsible for years of exploitation, manipulation, and abuse. And the frustration didn't stop there. Kelly referenced former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi, who previously claimed Epstein had thousands of child sex abuse videos stored on his devices. But in the very next breath, Kelly dismissed Bondi's statements and said she didn't believe a word of it, creating even more confusion and backlash. For Stubbs, this wasn't a debate. It wasn't a political argument. It was a matter of principle. Someone on a major platform seemed to be questioning the severity and the reality of Epstein's crimes. And Stubbs was having none of it. This also highlights something bigger about Rennae Stubbs. She has a long history of speaking up when she sees abuse, mistreatment, or power being misused inside the tennis world. And that brings us to another moment where Stubbs refused to stay silent. Earlier this year, Elena Rybakina's coach, Stefano Vukov, found himself suspended by the WTA after violating the tour's code of conduct. Reports claimed emotional mistreatment, aggressive courtside behavior, and conduct that crossed professional lines. Stubbs, on her own podcast, the Rennae Stubbs Tennis Podcast, directly called out the WTA for what she believed was leniency. She pushed for a lifetime ban, arguing that players must be protected and that the sport cannot tolerate abusive coaching relationships. But in August, the WTA lifted Vukov's suspension, and just like that, the debate exploded again. Tennis insiders questioned the decision. Fans reacted with frustration and disappointment. And Stubbs stood firm, insisting that the integrity of women's tennis depends on holding coaches accountable, not shielding them. Whether it's Megyn Kelly's controversial statements about Epstein or the WTA lifting a suspension many thought should have stayed permanent, Rennae Stubbs has made one thing clear. She will not stay quiet, she will not stay neutral, and she will always speak out when it involves protecting victims, defending players, or calling out wrongdoing. Thanks for watching. Net Rush Report. If you want more breaking reactions and real-time tennis drama, make sure you're here for the next one.